Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bin Podcast, the European edition, which is supposed to be featuring Graham Hughes. But Graham is having some technical difficulties, and he's not the only one.
I can't believe he's got technical difficulties.
How you doing, Wayne?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I'm all right. I just can't believe someone would have the audacity to go live on a show and have technical difficulties that they have not worked out before the show goes ahead.
On that point, what the fuck is going on in our comment section, mate?
I don't know. Why did you call me a wanker?
No, I didn't call you a wanker.
Why'd you say Norway hate their neighbours, man?
Can you please explain to the ladies and gentlemen why this is in our comments and where it was supposed to be?
Nope.
All right, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Oh, of course you will. Of course you will.
I will. So we were trying to find out what to talk about today. And who's here? Yes, there he is.
Well, hello.
Hey,
Fancy meeting you here. How you doing?
We're doing fine. We're just explaining why we have, as you watch your screen, we have this.
In the spam chat.
Wanker.
And this.
No, I said
in.
Okay, cool.
This is in our comment section.
Okay.
This was not supposed to be in the comment section, was it, Wayne?
No, it wasn't. I'll tell you. I will tell you for why. I'll show you a little bit of how the sausage is made. In our pre-show, we were setting up and trying to work out all the kinks and stuff, and I was typing out the running order of the things we were going to talk about, but I didn't realise I was talking in our chat instead of our private chat.
I'm sorry, I've got to stop you there, Wayne. You said we had to work out all the kinks, and we did spend a considerable amount of time when we should have been setting up the audio and the mic and everything, talking about what Tories would do for their Brexit.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there is that.
The precious Brexit.
We did get sidetracked a little bit by that, but I weren't. Do you know what? I weren't even looking as to the highlighted bar on the side. I was just like, oh, this is normally where it is, and I just type it in. Off it goes. Oh no, it's in chat, not in our private chat. Oh, sorry about that. But yeah, so that's why these random words appear in our chat. Sorry.
Yes. So Graham, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good. We've got Nick here. So asking if we're at Downing Street or a brothel. We've got Glasgow Kiss saying hello. I'm going to put this out on my Twitter. I'm doing all right. I'm doing a lot at the moment, actually. I'm doing a lot of shows. I'm coming up. I'm honing in on my 200th live show since November. So I've been quite industrious in the last
done, man.
Last few months. Yeah, I've been doing 7 shows a week. And it's telling. Yeah. And I've actually upped the amount of time on my shows, so I'm doing 2 hours now a day instead of 1.
Dude, we struggle to get 1 hour a week.
Yeah, but we're also in 4 different time zones.
4 different time zones.
And I'm sure you have proper jobs and shit, whereas, you know what I mean? It's like, all my job is to clean up Boris Johnson's jizz off this couch, what's behind me here.
Yeah. And how much
it's white clean? It's white clean.
Also have Mikea Famine in the chat.
Mikea Famine.
Mikea Famine. Hi, Mikea.
Hello.
Sounds like a cool guy.
Sure he's a guy?
Probably drives a Mini or something. Anyway.
All right. But yeah, so tell us a bit about where you are today. It seems to be a very interesting place.
Me, I'm in my local brothel. This is in Durham. It's just up the road from Dominic Cummings' mum, so she doesn't have to walk very far for work. And here we are. And
Graham, are you a madam?
Am I a madam? Yes. Have you got a problem with that?
No,
you got a problem with that?
No, it's just very, very 21st century. You know,
it is.
A man fronting the brothel.
We are all metrosexuals here, mate. We're all metrosexuals here. So no, it basically the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom has spent £250,000 or thereabouts making Downing Street look like a freaking Parisian brothel from the days of Moulin Rouge. I have no idea why. other than he thinks he can get away with anything, and his girlfriend, who's half his age, is a little bit nuts, and that's why they call her Princess Nut Nuts. She sounds
bonkers, and it seems that she's kind of pulling the strings. Let's face it.
I need to find a picture of this.
There's the picture. Here's the picture. It's behind me. I'm here. I'm here in number 10, broadcasting from the brothel at number 10 to let you all know that we're all having a good time in our Roger Moore littered lounge with our all the surfaces are wiped clean. There's nothing to worry about. And this is so basically Boris Johnson, despite being plopped out of his mum into a pile of money, he and the Prime Minister, and having gone to the most expensive school in the country, and having gone to Eton, and Oxford University, he doesn't have enough money, you see. So he's a bit tight. Really rich people are like super extra tight. Like you can always spot the millionaires in a restaurant or something because they never leave a tip. He's one of them, and so he decided instead of spending his own money on a place that he's only going to be living in for a couple of years, if that, then he may as well use the money from well-meaning Tory party donors. Now, normally under normal circumstances,
and his name's not even Boris.
I know his name's Alexander. He lies so much, he doesn't even know what his name is.
Yeah.
Glasgow Kiss says Bozo had to change the decor. Didn't like the BDSM dungeon that May had.
Oh
god. Yeah.
There was some caricatures drawn up of her in like a dominatrix kind of thing that I had the unfortunate.
I was talking about this. You say, what do you want me to bring up? And I was like, not my food, not my dinner. I don't want to bring that up. But yeah, so Boris Johnson has taken all this money from these well-meaning Red Wall constituents who are now Tories, these ex-coal miners who a few years ago were protesting against Thatcher, and now they're jumping in bed with the Tories because they've got their gold-plated pensions and or whatever they have. I don't know. Anyway, so they're making do on their £76 a week that the government allows them to have, and they give £5 of it back to Boris Johnson so he can do up Downing Street so it looks like a brothel, ready for the next incumbent, which I think will be the Pillsbury Doughboy, but made of cocaine, Michael Gove.
Yeah, because Keir Starmer is not making any headway whatsoever.
No. Do you know why? Because 60% of the Labour Party want to rejoin the EU, and he's buggered if he's even going to say the word EU. Initials, I suppose, rather than a word. But yeah, there you go. So he's making the same mistake as his predecessor, which is pissing off the majority of his party to appease the people who don't vote for Labour, which is just bizarre.
Yeah, I think that the whole sort of Labour movement is a mess because you've got this fragmented side of it where it's like you've got your Owen Jones left, and then you've got your sort of centrist left. And never the twain shall meet because they all want different things, but they all fly under the same banner. And where it is, and there's subgroups of those groups as well. So it's so fragmented. There's no real direction in where they want to go.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a second. Thumbs up, or we won't pay Graham.
Are we paid for this? What? First I heard. I think I pay for anything, mate. I made a TV series for Lonely Planet, the BBC, and National Geographic, and they didn't pay me for it. I went and gave a TED talk once in California. Not only did they not pay me for the TED talk, they didn't pay for my flight or my accommodation. I spent the night before the TED talk in the rental car under a big wind turbine in the desert, sleeping in the car, turning it on every hour to put the heater on so it didn't freeze because it gets very cold in the desert at night. And it wasn't until I actually turned up at the actual event that I found out that the tickets were $4,000 each.
Right, let's turn this into European edition to TED Talks Exposed.
Oh my God, I could the things I could tell you.
No, but here's the deal. Like, I really would like you to smash either button, like thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't really matter because that's how the fucking YouTube algorithm fucking works. It's interaction. It doesn't matter if you hate it or like it. If you hate it, fucking smash the hate button. Like, I don't really fucking care because the algorithm would pull like everybody hates this video. It's horrible. Okay, fine. We'll show it to people. It goes into your recommended folder. Everybody loves this video. It still goes into your recommended folder. So whichever button you want to press, just press the button. But please do subscribe. If you haven't been to the Ben Podcast YouTube before, please subscribe. That would be very nice.
I've just pushed the thumbs up button on my own show.
I just pressed the thumbs down button on my own show.
Well,
Doesn't matter. The algorithm doesn't care whether it's up or down. Just, you know,
It doesn't.
smiling away.
just
There you go. Somebody, Glasgow Kids also activity is activity. Yes, it is. Fucking like, comment, subscribe, and do whatever you want. And of course, you should go into patreon.com/the Ben Podcast and sign up there. And to
What?
Graham.
your
What?
Patreon. Plug your
What?
Patreon. Damn it.
Oh,
Plug your
Patreon. Okay,
Patreon.
so if you would like to patronize me and therefore become a co-owner of a tropical island that I once won in a game show, head over to that doesn't really happen, but you know you can be part of the tribe. You head over to patreon.com/that ginger scouser. That with a H, not a W. That ginger scouser, and you can therefore become my patron, and you gain access to my Discord server, which is full of golden nuggets.
It is a good time at your Discord server, I have to say. I joined the other day, and it was a really good time.
Yeah, on the Discord, we discuss on the Discord after the show. So
You
we
have
put the world to
Discourse.
rights. Discourse on the Discord, yes, nothing wrong with that. But
No,
this lamp here, this one behind me, that cost £11,000. That did.
Who paid for it?
Tory party donors.
Oh.
Holy fuck. All right.
So poor people from the north and Russians.
Why don't we talk about something happy?
Happy. Well,
happy.
I'm quite glad with what Biden's doing in terms of trying to cut down emissions.
No,
for the
no,
world.
No.
That makes me happy.
This
No,
is
no,
European edition.
Oh, okay.
We're going to have some good times now. So we are going to talk. What are the key points of Brexit? Yes.
Yay. Graham. Get
Woo.
happy.
Well,
Get
milk
happy.
and dairies, the exports are 98% down. Yeah.
And
That
what
showed
about
them.
beef? What about beef?
Oh, that's down as well, and also fish is down. Shellfish is just dead.
Yeah.
The shellfish is literally dead. Yeah, like a small child who has taken a mussel from the sea and brought it home and put it in the fish tank, thinking that it will still survive, and the next day it is dead and being eaten by the rest of the fish.
And because you are the native English speakers, one of you are going to read what's on the screen.
I'm barely an English speaker. I'm from Liverpool, so I'll give this to Wayne.
All right. I'll have to full screen it, won't I? Trade. What the deal says, there will be no taxes on goods, tariffs in parentheses, or limits to the amount that can be traded, quotas, between the UK and EU from January 1st. Some new checks will be introduced at borders, such as safety checks and customs declarations. There are some new restrictions on certain animal food products. For example, uncooked meats like sausages and burgers can't enter the EU unless they are frozen at 18 degrees Celsius. What does this mean? Having a deal in place means that the fear that some goods could be the fear that some goods could become more expensive has been avoided. However, businesses will still need to prepare for new procedures at ports, and if the new paperwork is incomplete, it could lead to disruption, which is why we do have a new super port at Ashford in Kent. Services and qualifications. Thank you for making me read. What the deal says? Businesses offering services such as banking, architecture, and accounting will lose their automatic right to access to EU markets and will face some restrictions. There will no longer be automatic recognition of professional qualifications for people such as doctors, chefs, and architects. What does this mean? Rather than following one set of rules for the whole of the EU, UK businesses will need to comply with regulations in each individual country. It will be harder for people with qualifications in the UK to sell their services in the EU. Individuals will need to check each country's rules to make sure their qualification is still recognised. However, the UK and EU have pledged to keep talking to try and improve access for the service sector in future.
Oh, that's nice now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it will be hard for people with qualifications getting the UK to sell their services. So an English doctor would have to check with whatever country he's going to work that his UK license is okay in that country.
Yeah.
And can I just interject quickly, because I was listening to the radio earlier because I was I had Florence sleeping on me for 3 hours, which was lucky because I had to listen to James O'Brien for 3 hours.
You had to. Does he make you?
No, Florence.
Does he hurt you if you don't? Wayne, that's pretty much bad.
I've got an implant.
Oh God! In your neck and it explodes.
If I don't tweet a certain amount each day, then I get a shock. But no, he gave the information that for someone outside of Britain now to come in as a worker, you have to earn 36 grand or have a guaranteed income of 36 grand.
Yep.
To work in the UK.
Yep.
Now, there is no way anyone on minimum wage or in the hospitality industry or anyone other than a professional can come in. I don't even earn 36 grand a year.
Yep.
So it's just not possible. The hospitality industry, the agricultural industry that rely on these workers are absolutely fucking knackered.
But also, if I go for a job in the EU now, the employer can legally discriminate against me. In fact, has to discriminate against me because they have to make sure that no EU citizen wants that job first. And that list of EU citizens will include people like Nigel Farage's own children who have EU passports. So they will get, if they were the same qualification, the same experience as me, they will get the job before me because they would have to. It gets worse. Yeah. If I go for a job in the City of London or wherever, where Nigel Farage was a city banker before he became a career politician, but, he was always a millionaire, whatever. If I go for a job there and they want me to travel around the EU as part of my job, they're going to give it to someone with an EU passport because they won't need a work permit to work in all the different countries that they go to.
Yeah.
I'm being discriminated against in Europe and I'm being discriminated against in the UK.
Yeah, we're getting to that.
Thanks
all right.
Brexit.
Go ahead.
So, okay. UK national, UK nationals will need a visa for stays longer than 90 days in the EU in a 180-day period. EU pet passports will no longer be valid. European health insurance cards, EHIC cards, will remain valid until they expire, which is a good thing if you got it renewed last year. The UK is no longer subject to the ban on additional roaming charges. Oh, for fuck's sake. Although both sides will encourage operators to have transparent and reasonable rates for roaming. What does this mean? The UK government says the
European health insurance card.
Yeah. Will be replaced with a new UK global healthcare insurance card. Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, but that's going to work in Bangladesh, guarantee it.
Yeah, exactly. but full details have not been released yet.
Yeah, of course they haven't, because they haven't made the list of all the countries in the world, because there's so freaking many of them.
Yeah, and they're still flinging shit against the wall. Pets will still be allowed in the EU, but it'll be more complicated process, as owners will need to obtain animal health certificate for each trip they make. Oh, God. UK mobile operators will be able to charge for roaming, so people should check with their mobile phone company before traveling. Oh, so let's face it, right? This is some of the reasons
we don't have to continue. We don't have to continue because
no.
Right, we get the.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, my back was so far up. Then it was actually going through the ceiling.
I want to address the UK residents that love to go to Spain on a jolly up and then just start using Facebook and Instagram as they would in Britain. Because now, when you go to Spain, when you go to France, when you go to Italy, when you go to Greece, and you start using Facebook and your data as you normally would, because it's all like part of the EU, no, you're fucked. You're going to come. It's going to be the return of them. Remember that you used to get like £1,500 bills. People will go on holiday and come back with £1,500 bill for data roaming.
Yep.
Going back to that now. Well done, everyone.
Yep. And look, the fact is that Britons are going to be discriminated against now.
Yeah.
People from Britain. Nowhere else. I mean, everywhere else in Europe, they'll still be able to live and work in 27 other countries, or 31 actually, other countries, because it includes countries in the EEA as well. So
yeah, it's EFTA as well.
Even if they're working in the UK, so long as they're going for a top job, they'll be more a prized asset for the companies in London or anywhere. I'm saying London, but that's because that's where all the money is, really. But yeah, anywhere in the UK, if you're looking for someone to fill a job that requires people to travel around the EU, an EU citizen with an EU passport will be a better bet than me, because they'll only need one work permit to work here, whereas I would need a work permit for each and every country in the EU that I worked in. And they can say no, and they often do. I'm banned for life for an European travel, what's it called? An electronic travel authorization to go to America. I'm banned for life. And so I have to get a visa, and it costs £150. I have to go down to London. I have to have an interview at 6 a.m. for some reason. And and that could happen now for me going to France or Spain or Belgium or anywhere, just out of this country. But they don't want you to leave this country. They want to stay. They want you to stay in the village. They want you to marry your sister, never leave, stay in a box, vote Tory, and make them money.
So Norfolk.
In a cage.
So Norfolk.
Yeah, Norfolk. Normal for Norfolk. But it's just...
Meet my wife and my sister. Here she is.
Hey, dun, 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 dun.
No, but it's fucking weird, that's because it's like, how the fuck did you think it was going to go? Do you think that like you leave the EU and the EU is going to go like, yeah, everything's going to be the same, no bad blood, we don't need you, you know, go about your business and don't adhere to any of our rules at all, but you get to keep all the good stuff?
I'll tell you what it is, and Graham, I know you'll back me up on this. It's English exceptionalism. We think we're the fucking absolute dog's bollocks at everything, but we don't realise we're in the global scheme of things, we're a tiny, tiny little island in the middle of the Atlantic who used to be Billy Big Bollocks, went round fucking pissing on everyone, taking all their shit, and now it's come back to bite us, and we still think we're that firm back then. Can't do that. And now, like, they were relying on the Trump presidency because, we're going to get a trade deal with America, because culturally we're so aligned with America. Right, I know more about America than I do about France. France is 26 miles that way, all right, or from the border, but not from where I am.
France needs to make better movies about itself.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we need more French superhero movies. That's what I think.
Yeah, but it's all those sort of things, and the fact that we're so lazy, we don't learn the language. More people learn English than they do French, than they do Spanish, and all that
feeds into the exceptionalism. But you're not seeing in Monty Python where they want to stone the guy for saying Jehovah. That's what it's like now being a history teacher in this country. Because if you try and teach history of what actually happened in the past, they'll try and stone you to death for being a blasphemer against Britain. How dare you say we did something bad in the past? Like, well, you know, we did make all our wealth through the slave trade. How dare you say that? Take that back.
Yeah.
Protect. So that we've had 600 murders in the last year, and one statue got thrown in the water. And as a result of that, there's a law coming in to protect statues that could lead up to a 10-year jail sentence for attacking a freaking statue. And this is how bonkers Britain has gone. And this is how they've lost their freaking mind. But the reason why you're asking Kjartan about why people thought it would be a good idea, a third of the people didn't think. A third of the people of this country, not ours,
reacted.
They're getting on. No, they're just getting on with their lives. They don't care about politics. They're just getting on with their lives, and fair enough. God love them. There's a third who are very interested in politics and are massive racists and dickheads. And they're the ones who will do anything in their power to make someone else's life a misery. That is all they want to do in life. They don't want to be happy themselves. They don't want to be content. They don't want to look at wife or the husband or their children or the house they've got or the car they drive and go, yay, that's great. That doesn't make them happy. The only thing that makes them happy if they're standing at the bus stop and someone on the other side of the road falls over and they go, ha ha ha, yeah, that's made my day. Because they're just sick. They're just sick people. And then a third of people have got their head screwed on and look at things objectively and say, hey, hang on, I'm not the biggest fan in the EU in the world, but why are we doing this again? Can you just explain it to me? Oh, sovereignty. Yeah, that means nothing to me. That means absolutely nothing to me. I want my passport to be the most powerful passport in the world so I can travel and live and work as many countries as possible. And you've taken that away from me. You've taken my passport away from me without my permission. And you're sitting there with the shit-eating grin all over your face, like you've won something. You haven't. You've lost. We've all lost, unless you are Nigel Farage's children, who are still EU citizens and therefore get all the benefits of their dad being a fascist millionaire and them also being able to live and work and retire and start a business and build a house and get married and settle down. In this country now, if I fall in love with someone who had the misfortune of popping out their mum in the wrong coordinate, longitude, and latitude, I have to be earning £18,600 a year to live with them in this country. Doesn't matter how much they earn. They could be a millionaire. Doesn't matter. It's what I earn.
36, isn't it?
Has it gone up to 36? It used to be 18,000.
No, it's 36. Like to be here, self-sustaining.
As a spouse.
Oh no, as a spouse. Sorry. I thought you meant as a single person. Sorry.
No, not as a single person. So even if you have children, even if you have a child together, they'll say no, go away.
So
Kjartan. No, revisit. I must have lost something. Run that by me again.
So if I wanted to live in the UK with my Australian girlfriend, when I had an Australian girlfriend, she'd run out her ancestral visa, she'd run out her 2-year work visa, and basically, if she wants to continue living with me in the UK, we would have to apply for her to get British residency or whatever it's called, and it would cost thousands of pounds, and I would have to be earning guaranteed £18,600 a year. Now, I have always been self-employed. I've always done my own thing. I don't get a wage each week. I don't know how much money I'm going to make from one week to the next. I can never guarantee that I would be earning that amount of money. As a result, from one year to the next, if I didn't get any work in, or if you're working and you lose your job, your wife or your husband could be sent out of this country now. And this is the sickness of this government. They don't understand love. They don't understand society or community or respect or empathy or decency, common decency. They've got none of it. They're just horrible, horrible human beings. No. And people are applauding them, like they're applauding the psychos in a film, like Buffalo Bill. Yay, I love it when you put your knob between your legs and dance about. He's my hero. Yay, he skins more women alive for some reason. Yay, what a guy.
But you understand this, right? That when they created that situation, it wasn't to get to the Australians or the Germans or the Polacks, the Norwegians, the Swedes. They weren't looking for the white people. They didn't want to send the white people out of the country. No. They wanted to send the brown people. And the black people out of the country. That's what they were trying to do. Like, they're just looking at the white people as, collateral damage for a better fucking cause. This is fucking black.
I've heard some very horrible anti-Polish comments, anti-Romanian comments, anti-Bulgarian comments in this country as well. I think British people are just xenophobic. They just hate anyone who's foreign. And they have this weird inferiority, superiority complex going on. They feel inferior to anyone with a plummy accent, and they feel superior to anyone with a foreign accent. And that's the British condition, the English disease. I've got no hope for this country anymore. I really haven't.
Spending a lot of time in England, I have never had that experience at all. Like,
yeah, you got tattoos. You look like a scary bastard. Try being a woman on her own, waiting at the bus stop.
No, but I also think,
"Are you on from Poland?" and then spitting at her.
No, but I also think it's because I'm from Norway, right? So if you're a right-wing fucking nuttabutter, you probably, idolize fucking Vikings. And if you meet somebody from the Nordic countries, you go like, Odin, motherfucker, right? But this is I think that you're right, but I still think that this is they are trying to get to the black and brown people, the people that they don't want They still want to keep the good people in their eyes, the people that are good in their eyes, the Germans and the Norwegians and the Swedes and the Danish.
As a brown Brit, I can definitely attest to that. That is very, very true. Because I'm always the all right one, you know. Oh no, Wayne, you're all right. You're all right. Okay, cool. So it's the other ones, the ones that you don't know that are the problem. Yeah, well, you know, they talk like this and they're all right. Well,
they all do this. They all do that.
Yeah, that old chestnut. It's just like, okay, cool. And I just sit there and just nod and smile and say, like, okay, I can't be asked today.
Talk amongst yourselves. Hey,
Well, you got Kjartan, you got to go for a poo?
No. I'm going to go get more beer. Can you tell us a bit about your vocal harmony group, please?
Oh.
Well, first of all, I can't sing. How about you, Wayne? How are you doing?
I can, but that's all in the past. So yeah, I don't really want to go into that. But
have you experienced more overt racism since the Brexit vote, or is it the same? Or
no, I'll tell you for why. I've got a Mockney accent. I'm 6'3". I'm not a little bloke. I get like people will test stuff with me, like they'll test the water, and then as soon as they hear my views, they kind of dial it back a bit. But the worst thing that I had recently, I was doing a job in Enfield, and all I was there to do was get a picture of a guy's utility bill or something for a job that we'd done, which someone had lost a picture for, and I had to go back and get it. And not on this geezer's door. This geezer had been there forever in Enfield, and he looked like the Catherine Tate, how very dare you guy, like bald head, glasses, that fella. And he started kicking off at me as soon as I knocked on the door. I was like, mate, all I've got to do is just take a picture of this thing. Went, I'm not giving you nothing. And he went, you wait there, boy. And I went, okay.
Boy.
Yeah.
Boy. You're 6'3", and he said, boy.
Yeah.
Did you not just like punch him on the top of the head, like downwards, so he just broke into the floor?
This is the thing, mate. I'm in my work uniform, in my work vehicle. I'm very hamstrung at this kind of incident. So he's phoned his neighbour who lived next door, and he's like, "You need to come out here. I'm gonna lose it. I can't get my hand up. And in the end, he keeps like his female neighbour comes out, and he keeps saying to her, "Oh God, I can't get my hand up. I can't." And she's like, "No, he's fine. Oh, the police have said this. The police have said that." I was like, well, "Look, all I've been told is I've got to get a picture. That's it." And this guy going, "Oh, I've got to get out of here. They're everywhere now. They're everywhere.
They're everywhere."
I was like, "What do you mean they're everywhere?" He went, "You know what I mean, boy." And I went, "Okay, I see where this is going." But that's probably the most overt / clandestine racism that I've had to face of recent, because people won't say stuff to my face. They'll say, or I'll overhear stuff. Even in my local, I'll overhear stuff, and I'm like, I just have to. You have to pick your battles, because I don't want to be that geezer that just is known for kicking off for everything. I'll go in there and I'll do it very subtly and say, "Why do you think that?" And it'll make them sort of question their own thoughts, because I'm there in front of them. Yeah. Instead of them just being like spouting stuff in front of lads. Oh, just see this person of this denomination or this woman of this denomination. I'm trying to not get demonetized by saying words that I could probably say if we was in private conversation, but
I fucking care if we get demonetized. If we're
no. I just don't. I don't want
to. No, but seriously, like
I overhear words that begin with C and sound like the word soon, and words that sound like a certain Canadian water feature. A lot. But then when I'm there, it's like, sorry, I was just saying, like, no. It seems that there's a lot of clandestine racism out there.
What I would say that I've experienced is that in the last few years, whereas people who would say a racist joke or come out with something racist, when what does every racist joke start with? A look over your shoulder, that kind of thing.
100%.
And they'll think that people who I hate it when people who I mean when people are racist, but when people who don't know me just like tell a racist joke to me, and I'm like, you don't even know me. What's wrong with you? Do you know what I mean? Like, why would you assume that I would think that was acceptable? Yeah. But what I found in the last few years is that before the Brexit referendum, if someone was going to be racist, they'll say, I'm not a racist, but, and then they'll say something horrifically racist. At least in their walnut-sized brain, there's some little spark of electricity going, being a racist isn't very good. Being a racist isn't very nice. Being a racist isn't going to get you far in life. Don't be a racist. But now that seems to have gone. And I blame Nigel Farage standing in front of a poster full of brown faces. They actually cut out the white people from the photo saying breaking point on the same day that a white nationalist lunatic went and brutally murdered a mother of two in the street, shot her and stabbed her to death, screaming Britain first. And they said, we'll stop the campaigning as a mark of respect. And Farage and his mates didn't stop. They had all these thousands of adverts running on YouTube, on Facebook, and they were just doing it under the counter.
They cashed in. They cashed in.
Yeah, but this is not a purely English thing or British thing, right? There's actually a web page in Sweden started by a guy that I gotten to know, Henrik, and it's called I'm Not a Racist, but
it's actually called that.
Interracist man, because every racist that he ever accounted always starts by saying I'm not a racist, then say something horribly.
So they put a qualifier in before saying something. Yeah.
I'm not a racist, but, and then they say something horribly racist, and that's how everyday racism came into everyday life. And of course I blame Donald Trump for a lot of this because he made a lot of this okay, but through the referendum that you did with and Theresa May and Boris Johnson and
mainly Farage
has been spouting. But Sweden has not been exempt from this, right? We have a right nationalist party spewed from fucking Nazism who are now in a position to be in our next government. They are in parliament.
Yeah. Right? And they call themselves Democrats, don't they? Isn't it the
Swedish Democrats?
The Swedish Democrats, and they're a Nazi party.
There's spouts from
that. How does that work?
But here's the deal, right? Now the moderates and the Christian Democrats are actually sucking up to these people, because it looks like, if we're going to believe the polls, they're going to get over 20% of the votes in the next election, which is next fucking year, right? That means that we will have a party that got born out of Nazism in our actual government, holding posts in our government. And I thought we were done with this in 1945. I never thought that we were going to have a discussion again about if Nazis are good or bad. Like, I thought we were done with that, right?
They're pretty bad. I heard they were awful.
Like, we had
my granddad was part of the British Navy, the Royal Navy, and he fired torpedoes at the fuckers.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, like, maybe we should just, have the Nuremberg trials all over again. And, if you deny the Holocaust, all right, here's the rope. There you go. You're done.
Why do we allow Nazis? We don't allow pedos to run around, do what they want. Why do we allow Nazis? I don't understand. I don't see anything democratic about allowing people who want to destroy democracy and kill people to run around saying, wouldn't it be great if we destroyed democracy and killed people?
Here's the fucking problem that I have with this, right? One of the first things that the fucking Swedish Democrats wants to do is to limit free press, right? They want to limit freedom of speech,
which is one of the main tenets of fascism.
But now that they have freedom of speech, they always hide behind it, right? They're talking out against it, but they always hide behind it. They always want the protection of freedom of speech. I'm allowed to say this under freedom of speech. But as soon as they're in power, what's the first thing that they want to get rid of?
Want to shut down other people's dissenting
Freedom
opinions.
of press and freedom of speech, right?
Yeah.
Burn some books.
Yeah.
Yes, because they don't want dissenting fucking opinions. And so, like, colonize the moon. Let's send them there. It's a bit hard to breed, but they'll be fine.
See, this is the thing about the whole cancel culture business. Now, the person that summed this up for me the best was David Pakman when he went on Joe Rogan's show, and Joe Rogan is an arse, and David Pakman sat there and went toe to toe with him and said, "No, the social media platforms are not left-wing biased. There's no left-wing bias in social media. They're all about just protecting their advertisers.
Yeah, capitalism.
So if you come on here and say something that is going to upset our advertisers, we're going to bin you off. It's got nothing to do with what you're saying. It's like you're hurting our bottom line.
Yep.
So that's why we're getting rid of you.
Yep.
And the problem is because there is a pattern of right wingers going on there saying stuff that's upsetting people. They're saying, it's all woke corporations. They're not woke corporations because they still got their sweatshops in Guatemala. They're still knocking out stuff, to literal slave labor. They don't care. They're just trying to protect their bottom line. So if you come on there, some random person in America, like a little outlier, they're going to bin you off because you're hurting their profit.
But also, there's nothing in the law that says I have a right to go into someone else's house or their pub or their shop and then read out a list of all the ways that they are an absolute knobhead. They don't have to let me do that. There's nothing in law that says that you have to let someone do that. If it's private property, you can get rid of them. If you're in America, you can shoot them, for God's sake. But
Graham, to your point, what does it say above every single pub in this country?
This premises is licensed to etc. who can kick you out if you're being a pain in the ass.
Exactly. We have the right to refuse. We have the right to refuse entry to anyone without explanation.
Yeah.
All right. So we're about 42 minutes in. When do you have to leave, Graham?
Don't know. When are the loo?
You've got a show, and you got a show at 9.
No, it's not my show. It's Maximilian Rob Pierre's show starts at 9:30. So I was gonna scoot off before then, so it wasn't overlapping.
I thought we had a solid 45 minutes with you. So.
Okay, because good. I want to.
I can piss off if you want me to. I've got.
No. If you stay, mate.
No, I want to threaten some more people. I want Catherine to do. I'm not done yet. Like I'm only 3 beers in. I only just now started threatening people. So,
but why can't we make being in that like what they do in Germany? If you fly a swastika in Germany, you can be put in jail for that. They teach what the Nazis did in school. They don't do that. They don't teach the bad stuff the British did in school. And then when you say this, people put in the chat, are you comparing the British with the Nazis? And I'm like, well, no. But at the same time, there's a lot of bad shit the British did around the world. Really, really bad shit the British did around the world over the course of 300, 400 years. And you can't understand history if you have this idiotic ladybird book of history and go, oh yeah, that's what happens. It's got nice pretty pictures because it wasn't. It was brutal.
History is not the Disney version of history.
Yes, but that's what they want. They want the Disney version.
Yes, but that's not how it really went down. Like, look at America with their Japanese fucking concentration camps, right? Look at
look at Britain with the Boer concentration camps and the Boer War.
Yes,
they reinvented concentration camps.
Look at Britain. Look at Britain and India. Full stop.
Yeah, but fucking Norway's not fucking innocent. We made a lot of fucking money on traveling slaves from Africa over to America, even though slave trade was technically illegal. Well, we were still allowed to trade in slaves. We were just not allowed to own them.
Yeah.
but we still made a piss ton of money out of that. We did a horrible stuff. You know that from 1940 to 1942, when the luck of the war fucking changed, Norway wasn't that objective to having Hitler running around doing what the fuck he wanted in Norway. If you say that in Norway, they will fucking shoot you. But it's the fucking truth.
Wasn't Quisling a Norwegian? Was Quisling Norwegian? Was that
Quisling was Norwegian?
Yeah,
right. He was. Where
we get the term from?
Yes, traitor. Quisling means traitor, and that was Vidkun Quisling, who was, the puppet PM for Hitler during the Second World War. He was not elected in office, that has to be said, but he's the deal. So Norway did not oppose a whole fucking lot. Yes, the royal family escaped, and most of the cabinet escaped, and all of that, and they were an exile fucking cabinet. But most people did not object until the winter of 1942, 1943, where everything went to shit in Russia. And then, now you couldn't go buy coffee. Now it was rationed. Now it was a problem for people in Norway, right? Now it became an issue because there was no Jews in Norway, right? And we were Aryans. Like, fucking 99% of us was fucking Aryan, right? They treated us fucking good. But when they started stealing our food, our coffee, and all our stuff to send out to fucking Russia, then it became a problem. Now we started opposing. But we weren't that really great either.
Every country. So every Thursday at 10 o'clock, I do a show called Hughes of the World at 10 p.m. And basically it tells the... It talks about a different country each week in alphabetical order. So I started with Afghanistan. Last week I did Belarus. This week I'm doing Belgium. And it is just an hour talking about a country, talking about the geography, the culture, how to get in and out, all that kind of stuff, and the history. And it's warts and all. I say, look, this is what happened. I'm not pulling punches. I'm not going to say, well, everything they did in the past was great. And I won't do that when I get to England either, which I'm going to do separate to Wales and Scotland because they've got different stories. But England in particular has committed some of the most heinous acts imaginable on this world. The slave trade, which is orchestrated by the British, who had the biggest stake in it by far. They moved millions of slaves into the West Indies, whereas America, which, obviously we hear a lot about slaves in America, it was numbered in the hundreds of thousands, not the millions. There were more slaves transported by the British into the West Indies, the Caribbean, than they were taken over to America. And if I always ask some people when we talk about the Caribbean, I say, have you ever met a Carib? Ever met a Carib? They were a group of people who lived in the Caribbean before we came along and killed them all. Literally, we killed them all. An entire race of people who don't exist on this planet anymore because Whitey turned up and wiped them all out because they didn't make very good slaves, apparently.
But here's the deal. Like, every culture has its dark past, and denying that there is a dark past there and say just whitewashing it, it's just saying no. The same with fucking my ancestors, the Vikings, right? Which basically raped and pillaged the fucking world for 300 fucking years.
Well, basically all Scotland, really.
No, the Scotland they never got into. The Scots fucking tossed those tossers out.
It was around it, yeah. There was Linda's Stefan, wasn't it?
Yeah, they really didn't want to go to Scotland because they were like, "Oh, these fuckheads are fucking more crazy than we are. We're not going there. We're going around."
They were putting up their kilts and showing their tackle. We don't want none of that.
We're having none of that. But actually, you did something funny on Discord about the Danish.
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, that was fucking funny.
So this is from James Felton's hilarious book. It's one of my favorite books of all time. It's called 52 Times Britain Was a Bell End. And it's basically the potted history of the United Kingdom, of some of the dafter things we've done, or more horrible things we've done. But this is my favorite. So in 1002, King Ethelred the Unready ordered the massacre of all Danish men who were amongst the English race on St. Brice's Day, a holiday no less. Basically, the Danish had been settled in parts of England for hundreds of years, and it must have come a bit of a shock when they were rounded up and killed in notable numbers. So there was a place where the local Danes were rounded up. 34 of them ran into a church, which was then promptly set on fire by the by the natives. The justification for doing this was, and I quote, "The Danes made themselves too acceptable to English women by their elegant manners and their care of their person." One 13th century chronicle reads, justifying why the slaughter took place. They combed their hair daily according to the custom of their country and took a bath every Saturday. The bastards.
That's you, Kjartan.
So they were
Nothing has changed in 700 years.
The girls
Nothing
fancied them too much.
Yes, nothing has changed in 700 years. Girls love us. We bath every Saturday and we comb our hair.
Yeah.
But no, fuck off. Look at the state here. You don't bath every day.
No, every Saturday.
Every Saturday. Every Saturday.
Every Saturday. I've never tried to
you take yourself down to the creek and beat yourself against the rocks.
Well, somebody has to.
It's not going to beat itself.
Are we going to do our Swedish story now?
But
let's wrap it up with that.
This week I'm doing about Belgium. I mean, what the Belgians did in the Congo under King Leopold II was absolutely horrific. They killed half the population of Congo. Half the population were wiped out by the bloody Belgians. You know, and King Leopold ran it like his own private fiefdom. And this is something horrible that the Belgians did. And a lot of Belgians know about it, which is good. Some of them don't. But, you know, but when it comes to Britain and the things that we've done, and not that distant a past, people talk about Winston Churchill, and they talk often about the Bengal famine, which was horrific. Again, millions of people died in the Bengal famine, which was when there were two bad harvests, and instead of letting people keep the food that they had because they didn't have enough to feed themselves, we took the food for the war effort because there was a war going on, which is a bit horrific. But it's kind of even more horrific when you think back that only 90 years earlier, we've done exactly the same thing to the Irish and gone, oh, you've had a couple of bad harvests, or the potato blight at the time. Oh, well, we'll keep taking the good potatoes then. And they're like, but we haven't got enough potatoes for ourselves. And the English were like, yeah, we'll still take them. And the Irish population still hasn't got back up to the numbers that it was in the 1840s, even today, as a result of what the British did. And then
British or English? How are you going to categorize
English. British, I suppose, because it's the island of Britain. But in the crimes that the British committed in India are just insane. And then the worst crime, as far as I'm concerned, was partition. They said it will take 5 years at least for Britain to pull out of India and make sure there was a working civil service, that all the government worked, that there was a big transition period, and then Lord Mountbatten turned up in 1947 and said, "Sod this! I can't be arsed spending 5 years in this country. How about we do it in 4 months?" And they ripped the country apart into 3 pieces. The guy who drew the boundaries had never been to India before. He never actually visited the places he drew a line through. He just looked at the census details and just drew lines where there were more Muslims on one side, more Hindus on the other. And as a result, partition led to the deaths of over 1 million people, the violent deaths of over 1 million people.
All right. So Kjartan says the Kingdom of Northumbria with Jorvik, now known as York, as capital. You can still see the names. I did not know this.
Yeah.
That was called Jorvik.
Yeah. That you can go to the Jorvik Viking Centre in York.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you'd like it.
Jesus Christ!
You could be an exhibit.
No, I wear a kilt, dude. So Sweden. Let's move on to the next topic. Before we just banter on.
Yeah, because it's intriguing.
It's weird, is what it is. And I never realized how weird it was until I read this article.
I'm intrigued now. What is this?
So, Sweden's bizarre home tour ritual and how to survive it.
What?
When visiting a new friend in Sweden, be prepared to be given an entire tour of their house or apartment. Sometimes even down to the walk-in wardrobe. This is called husgesyn. To go husgesyn, literally go for a house inspection, is obligatory when you visit someone's house in Sweden for the first time. And to foreigner is at the very least a bit awkward and to some downright weird. Ska vi gå husgesyn? Your host will announce as soon as the initial round of welcome chit-chat is over. If they're speaking English, they'll say something like, and now it's time for the tour. Then they will whisk. I did not realize how weird this was until I read this. All right.
Do you just do this? Is this normal for you?
Yes, this is something that happens. This is something that I've done. This is something that we all do.
See, Graham, this is an education for us both.
No, but I they do this in Denmark, and I just was like, yeah, I just smiled and nodded. I didn't realize that it was an actual thing that
It's a ritual.
had to be done.
Okay.
I thought they were just showing off. They really wanted to show me the shoes or something.
They will then whisk you off. I can't even read this. Fucking Wayne, you go ahead.
Hang on. Fucking full screen it. Hang on. Oh, right. They'll whisk you off around the house or apartment, room by room, gazing at you expectantly after each, as if awaiting some commentary or reaction. According to Matthias Axelsson, author of Beyond Fika, the A to Z of Swedish habits. I can't read that.
Demystified.
Thank you. I've got really bad eyes.
Do you want me to read it? Read it?
Yeah, because I need a prescription screen.
I've got a nice big screen up here. For a host, the Swedish house tour ritual is not optional. Not optional. It must include every room in the house. It's for the first time someone comes to your home. I've got all bored right now. You show the bathrooms, the toilets, and even the wardrobe. He tells the local. You want to show that you have relatively good standards and that you live well. You want to show that you have a nice dwelling. Do they have like little shortcuts like in IKEA? For the host, it's important to clean and tidy up before giving a Hussein. What, like a Saddam Hussein? Hussein. One of the reasons Swedes can be reluctant to invite new people over is that doing so involves a considerable amount of housework. Oh, this is like me when I had visitors over to the island. I would always tidy up before they got there. It is not socially acceptable to carry out all the mess into one of the bedrooms and lock the door, as people in most other countries do. Yes, I was going to say that's what we do. I think the guests would be a bit suspicious if you did that. They would think something's not right there. One of the doors is locked. There's something shady going on. Do you have an untidy room? You make me sick with your untidy room. Too many foreigners, it might feel strange to make banal comments such as, good choice of shower curtain, or, oh, you went for IKEA's top-of-the-range induction hob. But that's precisely what you must do. It is expected that you as a gift must give some compliments. What a nice bed you have, or what nice flowers you have in the window, Axelsson explains. So you give a small compliment without over-exaggerating. You should keep the praise at quite a lagom level. Lagom. The only time it's socially acceptable not to give a tour to a new friend or acquaintance is if they've made a surprise visit, which in turn is one of the reasons Swedes tend to dislike people dropping by without prior warning. Oh God, how very dare you!
I'm Swedish.
This is what happened. The guests must then not under any circumstances leave the main room that they are taken to, apart from perhaps going to the toilet. It is important that you don't go on a Hussein on your own initiative. You shouldn't sneak around other people's houses, Axelsson says. The house tour is also a way of clearly marking out which rooms are meant for guests and which are private. Once you've been shown the bedrooms and know there is nothing untoward going on in there, your host will probably shut the doors to them after which they're not supposed to enter them for the rest of your visit. In the same way that food served at a dinner party is not the host's normal everyday food, it is also understood that the level of tiredness you witness at a husin is as a result of the special effort made by the host. It's a common agreement when I show my house, it's a 55 version of my house. It isn't how it looks every day, Axelson says. Indeed, it's only when you become closer friends with a Swede that they are likely to allow you to come around when there's still a bit of washing up left to do. Oh, isn't that sweet? And also, wouldn't that make just a really good comedy sketch? It was like showing elderly Swedish people around the house, and like you open the door and it's all really clean, but someone's having sex in the bed, and you're like, "This is my bedroom," and you just ignore the fact that this couple are going at it, and you're like, "This is where I keep my shoes, and this is where my shirt is," and then you walk out and just close the door. Don't even mention the couple going at it, hammer and tongs on the bed. It'd be dead funny. We should make that comedy sketch. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Once this nightmare is over, we can do it on my couch.
The thing is, mate, you could have Boris and his missus going at it on the sofa behind you right now.
No, but here's the deal. Like, this happens. Like, the first time you come into a new acquaintance's house, they show you around the house, you know, like, and even if there's like a big renovation project, like in the basement or whatever, like they take you down there and you like have to stand there politely while they tell you all the stuff they're gonna get done down there. It's so bizarre, and I didn't realize how bizarre it is, because the family that I got brought up in, we don't do this.
Okay.
You know, if you come around our house looks like it always does, right? It's not unclean, but you know, there's stuff lying around, and we're going to do our stuff. If you show up unannounced, yes, this is the way it is. And we never show people the bedrooms. Why would we show people the bedrooms?
I know. That just seems a bit odd to me. It's like, here's where we sleep. Would you like to see in my wardrobe?
Yes. And it's like, and even like the walk-in closet is like, why would anybody want to see my hanging clothes?
Well, then again, I suppose if you've spent a long time cleaning up the house for someone to come visit, then there is an argument, isn't there, that like you want it to look nice.
So here's the deal. My ex-wife was absolutely, terrifying at this. Like, I dreaded having people around when we lived together, because it was 2 days of, cleaning, putting everything in the right order. Like, we took like the nice glasses from a cabinet in the living room, and so they all were nicely and neatly washed, and there was no dust on them. If we were going to have a dinner party.
And I get that. I get that.
I sort of gotten used to this, but it's so fucking weird.
I think though, like, we moved into this house a couple of years ago, and when our friends came to visit, like housewarming stuff, we did show them around the house because it was a new house, and we were like, this is what we're thinking of doing in this stinky shit room, because it's stinky and shit, and we want to make it really nice. So yeah, I kind of get that kind of. But going into your wardrobe, no, piss off. You're not getting into my wardrobe, you weirdos. Why would I want to show you that? Why would you be interested?
No, but it's like when I have people over, like I have, like...
Yeah, you have the wraiths and straves of all of your area.
Yeah, where I'm sitting right now is like, I've got one bedroom there, and one bedroom in there.
How many bedrooms do you need?
I got 4.
Do you sleep in a different one every night, or
no,
four in one night? Oh, right. Okay, sorry. I just looked it up for you.
No,
you had the red one and the blue one and the yellow one. It depended on how you felt.
No. I've got the boys' rooms over there, the girls' rooms over there, and then my room is down there, and this is my office. But when I have
the spare bedroom,
when I have guests over, like, why would I take them to the bedroom?
It's a bit weird.
No.
If I'm having a guest over and I'm taking them to the bedroom, it's basically because I don't want you to leave that room.
Graham,
like
Kjartan does not stop. Kjartan.
Consensual, of course.
Kjartan does not allow anyone in his house who has a black light.
No, I don't. No. I have a black light monitor.
Oh, really? I've got a black light. I put stars on the girls' ceilings that only light up in the dark, and if you put the black light on them,
if you did it at Kjartan's house, it's different.
It's just a boss. Yeah, I know. I could imagine.
Fuck you!
Hey, look, I watch CSI Miami. I know what goes down in the hood or something.
I don't live in the hood.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay.
He lives in like this tiny village that's made up of lawyers and doctors. It's ridiculous.
What? Like the houses are made of lawyers and doctors?
Yes.
Doesn't that leak when it rains?
No, but especially lawyers. Lawyers make very good insulation.
Oh yeah, that's the point. Yeah, I think that
because they talk so much shit.
Yep. No, but
the
point is like the living room and the kitchen is over there, like the common quarters where you entertain guests,
where the commoners live.
Yeah, where the commoners.
You're the king. You're the lord of your abode, and
go to the
area, commoners.
Oh Jesus!
I'm
Christ.
the only lord here. Okay.
Can I buy back that plot of land?
No.
Did you buy yourself a lordship?
No, I bought him one, and I've been regretting it ever since.
Because I've been milking it.
Yeah, you have.
Okay, sorry. An earl, or a marquis. A marquis.
There you go. Look, right there.
Lord Wanker of Essex.
That is actually his name.
Excellent. Love it.
So bow down, my serfs.
He's even got like a little diploma and an ID card.
Love it.
My diploma is it was in eyesight, but I can't see it now. It's been put away.
Really beachfront, but it's in the woods near a lake.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So it's where I'm going to be buried.
What?
Some random square foot of land in Scotland somewhere.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm still a lord.
Yeah.
It's like do you remember Jibril Cisse bought a house in Liverpool and it came with a title?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's still a lord of somewhere in Scotland. So you never go up the title.
Oh, nice. I should get myself a title. I was going to call myself the Bomber of Ginger Island, because in the ancient African kingdom of Gingero, the leader was called the Bomber. But unfortunately, in Spanish, Bomber means water pump, so it would make no fucking sense. I am the water pump of Ginger, and they're like, but we pronounce our J's as H's, Graham, so it's actually Ginja Island, and I'm like, oh.
The thing is, mate, you own your own island. Surely you could just buy it. Say, right, okay, this is my island. I am the lord of this island.
I am the lord. I am. Well, I used to come on the radio and announce that I was the third.
Whoa. What you do in your own time is up to you, but you don't need to broadcast that here.
On the radio? What?
What?
You just said you used to come on the radio.
I used to come on the radio, yeah, when I got really excited. I would introduce myself as like the third cornet player of the Coconut Army Band or something of Ginger Island. So I'd just come up with some stupid title every time. And I got chatting with an American who just didn't get the joke. She thought I was being really arrogant. And I'm like, I don't really play the cornet. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a ridiculous instrument. Why would anyone play it? But like, it's like a baby trumpet. What the hell?
No, but
play a proper trumpet.
Before I got into the vocal harmony group that Kjartan likes to mug me off for, I used to be in a reggae band.
Cool.
Yeah,
Which one?
I used to play triangle, where I used to just stand at the back and sing.
Excellent. Session musician. Hey, listen, no, don't scoff. If you play the triangle on the track, right, you will get royalties for that track forever. Do it. You can make a ton playing the triangle on a session track, whatever.
The only picture I have right now is have you seen that like more cowbell sketch?
The what?
The more cowbell sketch with Will Ferrell and Christopher Walken on SNL like fucking 20 years ago. I need more cowbell.
No.
The only thing I have in my head now is Wayne just going wild on that fucking triangle going.
Plays the tune.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I'm sorry, it was just such an open goal.
That's how we come up with
Graham, I
crazy
made you
fun.
right because I know for a fact Simon Cowell
Oh.
used to go into recording studios.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ! Lord
hit
Marley,
a triangle
Yeah.
and get a credit on that song.
Yep. And if you get a credit, you get money.
Yeah.
Like seriously, it's a great way to make money if you're a record producer or something. Because every time that song gets played on the radio anywhere in the world, you get money for it. If you didn't write the song, you just turn up on the day and go ding. Also, if you want to take a third of the songwriting royalties, you only need to change one word in the song that's given to you by the songwriter.
Yeah.
Just change one word.
Oh,
Change
God.
an and to a but or something, and that's it.
No,
Loads of money.
And then you get
I'm in the
called
wrong
as
fucking business.
No, I know that for a fact because I'm a very good friend who's in a very successful boy band and got money for changing one word.
Yeah, yeah, and then they get a third of the takings for it. I think that happened with Guy Chambers, who wrote Angels for Robbie Williams, and
Yes.
Robbie Williams changed a bit of it, and Robbie, and I think Guy Chambers wrote it about a friend of his who died of AIDS, and then Robbie Williams.
For that.
Robbie Williams came out and went, "Oh yeah, I just wrote about some girl and you," and he was like, "What? How could you take away the whole meaning of the freaking song?" I can't say this is gospel legend. I don't know whether it's true, but that's what I heard on the great
It happens quite a lot.
That is true, and that's why they fell out, and that's why Robbie Williams did what was that rocker something
Rock DJ.
Yeah, rock. No. The song where he was like rapping.
Oh God.
Remember it?
No, I must have blocked that out of my memory. It was that.
It was in an Adidas tracksuit and rapping.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, it was so bad. But it was basically the big split between him and Guy Chambers, and his music went to absolute shite.
Yeah.
Because he was basically an Oasis tribute act for a little bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, but Guy Chambers is a really, really good songwriter. I mean, I've got to give it to him. Also, Honorary Scouser. He used to go to King David School down the road from me.
Oh, okay.
True story. Along with Jason Isaacs, who played Malfoy's dad in Harry Potter.
I'm trying to think of this. What was in it? It was like...
Oh, and Richard Quest off CNN. You know, that crazy sort of Daddy Longlegs fella on CNN who's like, "Hello, my name's Richard Quest." Do you know him?
Was he like
eccentric British person does the business?
Yeah. Who's your man? Who's your man on
He's a Scouser.
Fox?
He's a secret Scouser.
Who's your man on Fox? Stuart something.
Yeah, on American Fox.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson.
No.
Daily,
he's an English fella, but he's like on Fox Business. Stuart something.
Oh, is he a cock? Is he?
Oh, yeah, proper cock. But he plays up being British all the time. Oh, I'm British, so.
Oh, he's not really British, is he?
Hang on.
He might be.
No, but on changing that one word, have you seen the movie Yesterday?
Not yet. No, I do want to watch it because it's
okay. Well, I'm going to spoil it better for you.
Oh, please
don't. Ed Sheeran's in the movie, and he's.
Oh, you spoiled it all now. I'm not going to watch it. I didn't know that. I've been lulled into a false sense of security.
It's been out for 3 fucking years. It's not my fault.
But somebody spoiled the end of Easy Rider for me one day, and I was like, "Oh, you've ruined it now."
Graham.
Yeah.
This is not the end.
Graham, at the end of Titanic, the boat goes down.
What?
Yep.
No, but here's the deal. So Ed Sheeran
Wayne. What's Titanic got in common with The Sixth Sense?
I see dead people.
Oh, Jesus Christ! All right, Ed Sheeran's in that movie playing like this weird version of himself, and they're going to record "Hey Jude."
Tons of my Stuart Varney. That's the cunt.
Ed Sheeran was like, you should change the word Jude into dude. So instead of the song being "Hey Jude," it's going to be "Hey Dude." It's like
I
it's so
hate
bad.
it.
It's so bad.
Well, it was originally supposed to be "Hey Jules" because it was about Julian Lennon, wasn't it? Accepting Yoko Ono as his new stepmom, and when Paul wrote it and said to John, "Do you like this?" And John went, "No, I don't like it. Can you change the name?" A bit like the Stone Roses song "Mersey Paradise," which I think Ian Brown wrote. He wrote the lyrics anyway because his grandmother's from Fazakerley in Liverpool. And John Squire made him change the lyric from "Liverpool's where I belong" to "Riverpool is where I belong." Like,
Graham, can I ask your opinion on a certain song by Ian Brown?
yeah,
FEAR.
yeah.
Is that not just a stretch?
Yes, it is. It's shite. It's really shite.
Forget everything and remember. What?
Yeah, but then he makes the whole song. It uses the same, and then they had it in the music video for it. They had to show that every line in it began FEAR, and it was like Felixstowe, elephants,
Felixstowe, Eritrea,
yeah, and it was like
Arsenal, Reliance.
yeah. Yeah.
All right,
But he's got a bit mad, hasn't he? In the lockdown, he's a lockdown anti-masker. Like those nutters who are out in London at the weekend who are like, it's not fair, we're not allowed out. And you're like, but you are, you're out, you weirdos. And then he starts attacking the police, and that loser Fox creep who's a multi-millionaire and went to Harrow.
Oh,
his mom into a pile of money. He's got like one of those faces, like, you know, when they don't want you to do meth and they show a photo of like, this is before meth, this is after meth. He's got an after meth face.
He's got a double punch face. He's the kind of guy that I'd want a double punch
At the same time.
No. A left right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
He's horrible. He's a racist. He's a nasty piece of work. He was laughing at the 150,000 people who died in this country of COVID and the 3 million who have died around the world. And he just thinks it's all a terrific wheeze. He just thinks it's all
Did you not see his adverts coming up on YouTube about are you offended or are you grateful or something like that? Your government is telling you can do this. Are you grateful? And everyone's like, no. But have you done this? Are you grateful? No. And it was just horrible. He's got this other right wing nutcase. That's one of the talking heads that's normally on like the news review on Sky News all the time. Just an arse. Just shut up.
I really hope he gets his arse handed to him by Count Binface, a man with a bin on his head. That would be amazing if he spent £5 million. £5 million. £5 million being given away to some freaking wanker who's a millionaire to start with, who went to Harrow, got kicked out of Harrow because he's a useless wanker, never got any proper qualifications. Like, you know, the rest of us have to get a job. He didn't even have to do that. Just turned up, got a job as a bit part in British soap operas, and went, "Oh, I'm an actor now. I'm an actor." He was shite. Everyone hated him. And then he married Billy freaking Piper, you know, what's his name? Ginger bloke's bloody casts off. And then she dumps him because he's a twat. And then he gets married again, or he picks up someone else. She dumps him because he's a twat. And now he's running around. He's the reincarnation of Haiti Hopkins, because it was almost at the same time that Haiti Hopkins was kicked off Twitter that this little prick bounced up, you know, going off on one about the woke. It's all woke. I'm not allowed to talk anymore. Why can't I just call a spade, and all the nonsense he comes out with? I can't hope enough bad things happen to him. I really do want him to suffer.
I do have a story about.
No, wait. Before you do that, you need to take yourself full screen and read the private chat.
Sorry.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm good.
So say what you got to say. And then do the wrap up.
Okay.
And then you have to answer also the question that I asked you.
Okay, I'll read it. After show or Discord hangout. Mate.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Yeah, all right. You want to do an after show or you want to do just Discord hangout?
No, just an after show. We'll stay here
All right, we'll stay here.
because Discord is. I don't know. I've not really looked at Discord, so
Discord's fun, and
Okay.
everybody could join. But just hit me up on Twitter, right there.
Graham, it's been an absolute pleasure having you again.
No. Fucking hell, shut your whore mouth. All right.
What?
Tell the people
Whoa.
Graham. Tell
That's
the
a bit
people where,
harsh.
yeah, it is. Welcome to the bin. Graham, tell the people
how
where
we
to
do.
find you, how to support you, and what you're doing next.
Okay, so let me just. Sorry, I was trying to go to the next thing. So every day at 1:00, I do a show called Hughes Round, and I basically talk about Brexit reality, climate reality. I talk about pop culture. I talk about toxic nostalgia. I talk about what's in the news, and it's fully interactive. So it's not just people leaving comments. You can actually call me during the show and we'll have a conversation live on air and we can talk about whatever you want. So that happens every day. Every Thursday at 10:00, I do a show called Hughes of the World, which I mentioned earlier, in which I tell you about the history and the culture and the geography and everything you ever needed to know about every country in the world in alphabetical order, different country each week. So far, I'm up to Belgium, which will be the 17th show, I think, of the year. And later this year, I will be heading back to my island in Panama once I'm allowed to. And I'll be starting a new show called Ginger Island Live, in which me and my DIY mate go over to this island where everything's trash because I haven't lived there for 2 years. And we try and put it all back together in real time. And you can watch us and help out if you want. So that's basically what I'm doing. Yes,
Can I
everyone.
come?
Yeah, everyone can come. Come on. It's Ginger
I'm
Island.
All right.
Get down to Bocas del Toro. Do it.
Wayne.
Hello, everyone. It's me. I haven't really got much to say. This was just a lovely episode to have a bit of a Eurocentric feel to our content, because normally we talk about a lot of American stuff and we ignore the people that are, again, 26 miles away. So thank you very much for hanging out with us. Kjartan, over to you, my friend.
All right. Go to patreon.com/the bin podcast. And of course, you need to put your pledges in. Lot of lovely bonus content on there for you. More coming, I promise. I've been promising that for quite some time, but I will actually live up to my promise.
Kjartan crashing a snowmobile.
Yeah, that happened. We are also doing a show every Thursday, as you may know, which 8 GMT, 9 CET, noon on the west coast of America, and 2:00 Chicago time. I don't know what those time zones are called. Yeah, whatever. It's not real time, so. And of course, we are going to try to get this European stuff more scheduled. Hope that we could do it every other Tuesday. And Graham's going to join us as often as he can and will, I hope. Yes.
Why not?
Why not?
I'm trying to set out to put this on my stream as well at the same time.
Yes,
and we're out tonight. I went away to do it, and then I disappeared for 10 minutes as the show was about to start. And like,
yeah,
I'm sure you were panicking. I was just me fiddling around with your camera. I could only get half of me. Could he see this half? And then this half was just like a green block.
I was expecting you to come back and it'd be like flames behind you.
We'll try to get it out on both channels. But this for tonight has been the Bin Podcast. If you want to be on the after show, hit me up on this Twitter handle. And of course, like, subscribe, and please don't just hit the like button. Just thumbs down. I like thumbs down a lot more than thumbs up. It's a lot more fun.
You do, you kinky bitch.
Yes, I do. All right, this has been the Ben Podcast for Mikey, from Brenna, for Wayne, from me, Kjartan, and our lovely guest, Graham. It's been a blast. See you guys later.
Beautiful.
Bye.
Bye.